From Idaho's News Channel 7, this is Friday Night Football.
Welcome to Friday Night Football. It is the final week of regular season play. I'm Brady Frederick. Jay Tust is on the road tonight in Colorado Springs, but we still have a great slate of games to show you tonight. We got teams who are trying to make that final playoff push, and we even got a conference championship to play for. We're going to start it off with that. Let's jump into these highlights because there is hardware on the line tonight at Meridian High School. The Warriors are the final undefeated Class 5A team in the state. Could this be the year that they add another state title to their press box? Well, first, they got to get through the Eagle Mustangs. Second half, Eagle put in a nice drive together. Luke Chapman airs it out, connects deep downfield, but at the 5-yard line, Nathan Reynolds lays a hit that pokes the ball free. The Warriors pounce on it and force the ball the other way. There's going to be a lot of great defense in this one. First, check out this run. Backed up at their own goal line, Riley Byington breaks out through the line, shedding tacklers and getting the Warriors out to midfield before the Stang gang finally brings him down. That drive would fizzle out, but the ensuing punt has Eagle backed up in their own territory. I get completely faked out on the play action, but you know who didn't? Number 4, Spencer Allen. That's the senior's first ever interception. He took it back for 6 points in the conference championship, no less. So 28-0 Meridian, and they keep rolling. Nathan Reynolds takes the screen pass from Zeke Martinez, and that's a textbook display on how to fall forward and pick up some extra yards. The Mustangs would hold Meridian to 4th down, but after that, Martinez is going to keep it himself, and he puts the final score on the board. The Meridian Warriors finish the season with an undefeated, perfect 9-0 record as they shut out Eagle 35-0. Impressive season so far. Let's see if they can carry it into state. Well, let's head over to Rocky Mountain, another great team. The Grizzlies are looking for their 8th win of the season. They host the Boar Alliance. Now, the Grizzlies scored early, and Boar looking to put together an answer. They have a good strategy out the gate. Give it the ball to number 10, Parker Rushton, one of the fiercest running backs in the Gem State. He picks up the first down and the momentum to go with it as they drive out to midfield. Now, later on in the drive, they get out to the red zone. Looking to even it up here, they go through the air, but Ty Page has that one read the whole way. He comes down with the interception, and he brings it back to the Rocky sideline for a quick celebration, puts the ball back in his team's hands, more specifically in Art Williams' hands. He had a 50-yard touchdown run, get called right before that. He says, no problem, I'll do it again. That was his 2nd touchdown of the game that counted, but there would be more, so we'll get to that in a second. First, let's go through the air. Quarterback Tegan Sweeney loads up and hits the tight end, Luke Hanchett. Look at the yards after catch on this one. They got some trouble bringing the big man down. He stretches this one into the red zone. Later on 4th down, Rocky's going to decide to go for it. Try to take a guess who's going to take this one. Did you guess Art Williams? Because he powers his way in for another touchdown. The senior with the hat trick early on in the 2nd quarter. Boar would get some points on the board on the next drive, but they could not overcome Rocky's fast start. The Grizzlies take this one 50-20, and they take an 8-1 record into the postseason. Well, jumping ahead, we got Capital versus Mountain View. Mountain View taking the field, and this place was hopping. A lot of energy at Mountain View tonight. First drive, Mountain View with the ball on the Capital 46. Quarterback Dawson Wall with the quick pass to Colin Rogers, and he does the rest on this one, taking it all the way to the 15-yard line. So just a couple plays later, this time Wall finishes the job, delivers a strike to the end zone on the run. Wide receiver Mackay Patwell given the 7-0 advantage to Mountain View. You can see the crowd loving it. Well, Mountain View would put up a field goal later on in the first, leading up to this nice run in the early 2nd quarter. That's running back Dallin Van Giesen taking it 25 yards to the house for a 17-0 Mountain View lead. Now, next possession, Capital's Brody Call with the quarterback keeper gets the ball stripped, and Mountain View's Bryce Mundy is there for the recovery. That would set up another play for Mountain View, a short scramble into the end zone. Once again, it's Van Giesen getting it done. The Mavericks had a 24-0 lead early in the 2nd quarter. They would go on to finish the job. Mountain View with a 52-7 win over Capital tonight. Let's jump over to Nampa. The Bulldogs were hosting the Centennial Patriots tonight, and another big crowd, final week of regular season play. Here, quarterback Gabe Navarro throws it out to one of his wide receivers, but the ball bounces off a Nampa defender's bounces off a defender. Nampa's Ethan Kinchelow comes up with it for the big gain. Later on, True Titus would get the handoff to Donovan Avgian, who hustles around the outside and gets into the end zone for the first score of the game. While the Patriots had an answer, Nick Vartshaver hands the ball off to Taylor Mick for a great gain on this one. Pretty close one tonight. Nampa would go on to win it 24-17. to 14. 7 wins now on the year for Nampa. Impressive stuff for the Bulldogs as they jump up to the 5A level. All right, let's go to a Thursday night game. This is how the final week of regular season play all started. Owyhee hosting Timberline in the first crossover game. We saw this last night. It was 21-7 early on. The Storm going to work on offense. Cade Martin throws it up to Ryan Brecky, who brings down the pass for a first down. A few plays later, Martin is going to go back through the air. This time, Carson Hamilton secures it along the sideline. Chunk by chunk, they're getting it done. Let's go to the red zone. A penalty got Owyhee behind the sticks, but Martin had an answer for everything last night. This time he goes 1 for 6. Gabe Alvarado gives the Storm a 27-7 advantage. And the Storm, well, they were storming on defense too. Let's see that pressure up the middle, forcing Timberline's quarterback to leave the pocket. Jack Young almost gets the sack, but he will settle for the incompletion. Right before halftime, Owyhee hangs a new one on the scoreboard. Dallin Gilstrap makes his way through the Wolves defense, gets into the end zone. The Storm win big, 48-7. Let's jump into some 4A action. Bishop Kelly visiting the Skyview Hawks in Nampa tonight. Early second quarterback. Hawks quarterback Max Cutforth steps back and airs this one out. Wide receiver Mason Cron bringing that one down, breaking into the end zone for the first score of the game. Well, we'll see if BK has an answer. Quarterback Hadley Smith throwing on the run. He finds tight end Patrick Monahan, who gets just short of the end zone. Don't worry, they would punch it in. Here we'll show you Smith handing it off to the running back Peter Boulderson. He's able to stretch across the goal line, get the score. Great fight tonight from Skyview, but Bishop Kelly would take this one 42-20. And we got one more to show you. It was our game of the week. Ridgeview taking on Emmett. Let's see what's cooking. I would love a hamburger right now. Well, warming up is quarterback Dakota Perry. He set Emmett's single-season passing touchdown mark earlier this year. And you see that look he's giving his wide receiver. You know, that's the look when you're about to get mossed. Wide receiver Stevie Howe catching the deep pass. Incredible move on his defender. With that play, he set the single-season receiving touchdown mark, 19 on the year. Impressive. Later on the PAT, high snap, number 15 looking like number 15 Patrick Mahomes getting the sidearm throw for the score. Well, Ridgeview was not done yet. Here we go looking for the comeback. They air it out. Number 3 gets the ball. Unfortunately, we don't have a roster, but look at this incredible run. Just no one catching up to that speed. That touchdown pass would make it 29-10. Later on, though, we're going to show you a little bit of deja vu. It's another high snap. You know, Emmett's ready to take care of these. This time, Dakota Perry makes the catch, getting the final score. Emmett winning this one big time, 51-13. Great atmosphere, great game of the week. Well, we also got some other scores to show you, some games we couldn't get to tonight, but let's rattle through those. Kuna and Middleton went down to the wire, but Kuna would edge out the win on the road. They win it 22-21. Valley View, the 4A team, beats 5A Boise 38-29. Columbia beats Caldwell 35-13, and Mountain Home, gets the win over Jerome 27-14. And 2 shutouts tonight in the 3A level. Weiser would shut down Fruitland 24-0, and Homedale beats McCall Donnelly 49-0. You can check out all those final scores right now on KTVB.com. Now, also happening this weekend, it's the state soccer championships, and tomorrow there's going to be a lot of local teams competing for some state titles. In the 5A level, the Boise boys will take on Timberline. That's going to be a fun rivalry matchup, while the Boise girls are going to take on Centennial. Look at the Treasure Valley stepping up at that 5A level. In the 4A level, the Caldwell boys will face off with Bishop Kelly, another local matchup. And the girls' side, Twin Falls is going to take on Bishop Kelly. At the 3A level, Wendell will take on Sugar Salem on the boys' side. And the Sun Valley Community School will face off with Fruitland on the girls' side. That's going to be an exciting matchup. Now, remember, we went through some great football games tonight. We're going to be eyeing the state championship bracket as that comes out. And also remember, pretty big college football game tomorrow. Boise State taking on Air Force. It's going to be a pivotal game that a win will keep them in the driver's seat to be playing in a Mountain West championship game. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, tuning in to Bronco Roundup pregame show. Jay Tust is holding it down in Colorado Springs. I will be here in Boise, and we got a lot of fun content to get you ready for that game. So for now, we will see you then. Have a great night.